Hello class, this is a video tutorial on Introduction to Integers. The numbers that we use to count are counting numbers. More formally, these are classified as natural numbers. So the symbol that we use for natural numbers is this fancy looking N. I've just written it here as just N. And so examples of natural numbers or counting numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every number 80, 90, 1000, 123,456, etc. So these are called, or they're named, natural numbers, as it is possible to find a physical example of this in the world. So you can find one apple, you can find 2 bananas, you can find 3 cars, and here's an example of, I was bothered enough to do this. This is an example of 100 dots. So we count these with these numbers. We can find physical examples of these in the physical world. So as we should already know, natural numbers can be represented on a number line. And we know that the further right you go, the larger or greater the number. And the further left you go, the smaller or the less it gets. And because of this, we can very visually see that 6 is bigger than 5, or that 3 is less than 8, because it's more to the left of 8. Now, by counting backwards from 0, we are now using negative whole numbers. This extends the number line to the left of 0. So we already know this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. We can put the number line however long we want to the right. But we can actually start counting to the left of it. So from 0 going backwards, we say -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, etc. So the negative whole numbers and the natural numbers, so these are negative whole numbers, and these are all the natural numbers. This group is actually called the integers. So integers, and it has a special symbol, a special looking Z. So integers are any whole number, positive or negative, and 0. So these are all integers. So 0 is an integer, -2 is an integer, 5 is an integer, -10,000 is an integer, +1,000,000 is an integer, and so on. So essentially, any whole number is classified as an integer, positive or negative. One of the things that we'd like to look at now is ordering numbers, including the negative whole numbers. So numbers increase in value the further to the right of the number line it is, as we saw earlier. So if we go further right, it is bigger. Further left, it is less than. In this way, it is easier to determine which number is greater or less when paired with other numbers. So let's correctly place the greater than or less than symbol between each pair of integers. So we need to put greater than is this one here, so the opening is on the left, and less than is this one. So for example, let's do this first one. Is 6 greater than 1, or is 6 less than 1? Well, we can see that 6 is more to the right of 1, so we have to write down that 6 is greater than 1. Same question, do we put the greater than or less than symbol here? Well, as we can see, 2 is more to the left of 5, or we can say that 5 is to the right of 2. So we can say that 2 is less than 5. Now, in case you get a little confused with which symbol to put down, I always remember that the opening, wherever the opening is the bigger number. So as you can see here, the opening here, the opening of this symbol belongs to the 6, and the smaller point, the point goes to the 1, because 1 is smaller. Likewise here, the opening goes to the 5, so the 5 is bigger, and the dot or the point belongs to the 2 because it is smaller. Okay, let's keep going here. 3, is it bigger than or less than 0? Well, as we can see here, 3 is to the right of 0. So that means the opening goes to 3. So 3 is greater than 0. Now here is a negative number. Now take a careful look as to where it is. Negative 3, here it is. But 2 is more to the right of negative 3. So 2 is actually greater than negative 3. Even though it looks like it's a 3, it is negative 3. It's more to the left of 2. Or 2 is more to the right of negative 3. Now it gets a little trickier with bigger and bigger numbers, but you can pause this video and give this a go yourself. 0 and negative 6. As we can see, 0 is here, negative 6 is here. 0 is more to the right of negative 6. Therefore, 0 is where the opening goes. So 0 is bigger than or greater than negative 6. Gets even trickier with two negative numbers, negative 20 and negative 18. Now, I've purposefully have cut off the number line here. You can try and imagine this number line go further. So in case you can't, I'll just draw a quick one here. Here is negative 15, negative 16, 17, 18, negative 19, negative 20. As we can see, 18 is more to the right of negative 20. So negative 18 is bigger than negative 20. Negative 5 and 2. Negative 5 is here. 2 is here. And 2 is more to the right. So 2 is bigger than negative 5. As you can see, 10, well, 10 is all the way up here somewhere. And negative 30 is way over there somewhere. We can clearly see that wherever negative 30 is, 10 is very much to the right of it. So 10 is bigger than negative 30. So I hope that gave you an insight into integers and ordering them and seeing which one's bigger or less than, but also the definitions and understanding what integers are. So I hope to see you in the next video, and best of luck.